I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough. I wanna live right now. Baby, I'm as young as the night. I wanna dance right now. On the floor, I feel so alive. Don't stop, turn it up. 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 Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We're going hard. Pour some more into my cup. Sparkling star. Crystal glitter all over. Get
I love it. I love it when it never gets old, when I can be backstage being like, yes, come on with the music. I love it because it's the energy. It's everything that we do here on the SheEO Center stage, baby. We bring you amazing females who are in here running business like boss queens that they are. And tonight, honey, my special guest is none other than real estate mogul LaTesha McCoy. And before she comes on here, before we start talking, I need y'all to do one thing. Look at the bottom of this, honey, in this beautiful green color. Like and share this broadcast. That's right. Tag somebody, share the broadcast. Make sure you like it because we want all eyes on the SheEO Center stage tonight. We need you to be front and center so you can get all of the good information, because I'm telling y'all, everybody who comes on here has been dropping nuggets, baby. They've been giving you information that is going to help change how you do business. And so tonight, listen, it's not going to be any different because I'm talking to the real McCoy of real estate. So listen, if you want to know what it's all about, get your people on here, tag them and let them know this is the place they need to be, because we are getting ready to talk about it. So let me go ahead and share a little something about my special guest. LaTesha McCoy was born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. She received her early education from North Charleston County School System and earned her GED at Turner Job Corps in Albany, Georgia in 1993. LaTesha went on to further her education and graduated from Beta Technical College in 1996, where she earned a certificate for medical assistance. She utilized her medical assistant certificate and working knowledge early on in her work history to secure positions as a medical assistant, a phlebotomist, and a contract analyst between the years of 1996 to 2007. During that time, life was also happening. LaTesha became a wife, a busy mom, a student, and an entrepreneur. From 2006 to 2011, LaTesha worked in corporate Atlanta by day and climbed her way through the ranks as a director of sales with Mary Kay Cosmetics, earning the use of a career card. That sales position inspired her to study for the real estate salesperson exam. So she enrolled in Barney Fletcher Real Estate School in 2011, and 4 years later in 2015, she earned her broker's license. That same year, LaTesha graduated from DeVry University with her bachelor's degree in business administration. You better come on, lady. She worked with several reputable brokerages like RE/MAX, Better Homes and Gardens, and Maximum One Realty before starting her own brokerage, McCoy Realty Group. LaTesha is USDA REO certified, a HUD certified selling broker, and holds designations like CDPE, ABP, SRS, SFR, and RENE. Over the last 12 years, LaTesha has also been recognized as a $1 million producer. In 2022, she received an award for her community service. She has also held notable positions such as Director of Local Board, State Director, Membership Director of the West Georgia Board of Realtors, and is the current 2023 President of the West Georgia Board of Realtors. LaTesha has a genuine passion for helping families experience the joys of home ownership. This passion, coupled with her experiences, has allowed her to serve Georgia and South Carolina residents in the home buying selling process. Listen, let me welcome to the SheEO Center Stage, LaTesha McCoy. Woo! What's going on? How are you?
I'm great. How are you? That was great.
What you say? Who's that lady? It's you, girl. I love
Thank you
your
so
bio.
much.
I love everything about how you started to where you are now because it's really an inspiration that you've done all of that. And you're a wife, you're a mom, you have started in one place and you went back to school and elevated and went to another. So even though I read the bio, share something about what it is to be Miss LaTesha McCoy.
Oh boy. It definitely takes a lot of work to be LaTesha McCoy. I tell you what, God chose the right person to be LaTesha McCoy.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Um,
talking about.
yes, I'm grateful for all of my experiences. One of the things I did not share, about parts of my journey is that I am number one. I am a product of I was a teenage mom.
Okay.
I was a teenage mom, had a lot of adversity coming up out of the gate. However, in spite of those things, I kept moving forward. And I
Mm,
think that's the greatest thing. I kept moving forward. And I have to definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, thank my mother because her presence was very strong in my life. I know that this is Women Empowerment Month.
yeah.
Um, and when I tell you that woman she was definitely my rock.
Mhm.
I lost my mom in 2001
Okay.
at the age of, I was 28 when I lost my mom. I thought that that was too young for me. However,
Right.
God saw something different. So just to tell you a little bit about me, like I said, I, started out, I was a teenage mom, had my first child at the age of 17, had a lot of things against me. Um, had life growing up really early and was meant to be a statistic, you know, um,
Mhm.
all of the not so good things about growing up. However, like I said, through it all, I tightened up my bootstraps, went through school, left my, Charleston, South Carolina at the age of 19, took my daughter and we went to Turner Job Corps. And we stayed there. They had a solo parent program where my daughter and I stayed on campus and I continued my studies, graduated with my GED. Yes, my
Mhm.
GED. Um, and I have three beautiful children I'm looking at on my wall here. Their high school diplomas, and I am just, except for the baby, she's coming out this year, and I'm so grateful to God for showing me this. And they don't even they don't even see GED on mama. They see everything
Mhm.
else great on mother. So
Amen.
I'm thankful for that. But um, my daughter and I, we left Turner Job Corps, went, back to South Carolina, and we basically, I married my husband, my now husband of almost 30 years,
Oh,
and um,
wow.
yes, and just stayed in school. I needed to stay in school. I wanted more in my life and definitely more for that little girl who was looking at me like I was looking at my mother.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, we stayed in Charleston for a little bit longer and we moved back in 1998. My husband and I, and the children, we moved back in 1998 where, I felt like God was leading me back here for a reason. He said, go on back to Georgia, it's time. And so my family and I, my little family at the time, because the kids were really little, we moved back to Georgia in 2000. I'm sorry, 1998. This was
Mhm.
my husband and my third year anniversary that we moved back here. And we just, kept working and kept grinding. And all I could see was my little girl, looking at mama saying, like, you can do it, mama. And she was definitely my biggest cheerleader. Um, right now, she's 32. She's
Wow.
32 years old. And so we have our son is 20. He'll be 27 in April. And like I
Okay.
said, our baby girl just turned 18 in October. And, we're moving and shaking. We definitely are. Um, a little bit about how I got started in real estate was a
Okay.
unique story. I don't know if we have time for this before we go to break, but
Look,
um,
no, go ahead and tell it, honey. Let them get the whole thing.
again, I have always been one that wanted more. I
Mhm.
just desired more. My drive is something that I'm still trying to understand. And God is good. He's definitely been my partner for sure.
Yeah.
But once we got here in 1998, I took a job at Wellstar Health System, stayed there for about 10, 11 years until and actually went to, started undergrad, started, stop, because life was just happening.
Yeah.
We had lost my mom, like I said,
Mhm.
in 2001. We had lost my mother-in-law in 2008. It was just, a lot of heartache. And of course, just being not a single mom, excuse me, I was married at the time, but just a young mother,
Yeah.
and wife, with all of these different hats that I was wearing. I still, again, wanted more. I desired more. And I went back to school. I couldn't stop at just the GED. I went back to school, worked on my undergraduate degree in business
Mhm.
administration,
Okay.
at DeVry University. And I stopped, I stopped, got pregnant, our third child, because we had already
Mhm.
had, the first two. And I started and I stopped. But the main thing is I kept going, dust myself off, and I kept going. And throughout life, ups and downs, but I kept going. And so
Yes.
to God be the glory for that. Um, in 2007, I left corporate America and pursued a Mary Kay business opportunity that was presented to me back in 2006. And I needed that so that I could be able to go home, back into my home with my children. My oldest was 15 at that particular time. Teenagers, teenage blues. She needed
Mhm.
mama's hands.
Mhm.
And then the
Yes.
baby girl at that point was 2, and she needed mom's hands. So I went back into the home and just started my business full time, with Mary Kay. And I built a unit and earned the use of a career car. It wasn't the pink Cadillac. It was charcoal gray. It was a Chevy Malibu.
Okay.
Nonetheless, it was a car that I earned, just
Mhm.
off of, my hard work and perseverance. And after Mary Kay, I was inspired to do, something else. I wanted to continue on as an entrepreneur. And my husband actually said to me, well, excuse me, one of my customers, my Mary Kay customers, asked me, um, every time I would go and deliver her cosmetics, she would ask
Mhm.
me, "How's the business?" I'm telling her, "Mary Kay is great. You should join my team."
Mhm.
And she's like, I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt." And so she was able to give me some of her Mary Kay items or what have you. But it was one day that I was like, okay, I need to sit down somewhere. I need to catch my breath.
Mhm.
But during that time with Mary Kay, I trained and mentor other women in business. And it's phenomenal. I had a phenomenal team and everything, but I needed something a little bit different at that particular time in my life. And so my husband said, "Babe, I think you can sell real estate." I was like, "No, I can't. Where do you get that from?" He was like, "Oh, you sold the hell out of that Mary Kay lipstick. I know you can sell houses." And I was like,
Yeah.
all I knew in my life is that I love helping people.
Yeah.
There's something when God has just put, something on your life,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know. All you know is, I just want to help people. I love to help people,
Mm-hmm.
and so I knew that. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll do that. Fine. I'll check real estate out, see what
Mm-hmm.
it is, and see how I can, use this as a vehicle to help others. And God has just been blowing my mind ever since
Wow.
with this opportunity. He is definitely has just been blowing my mind. And I'm just like excited. I'm very humble. And I know that I am my mother's wildest dream come true.
Mm. Isn't
Um,
that beautiful to even the fact that you realize it? Because I know it's a fact, but that you can even realize, you can embrace it and live in that moment and know that she would be proud
oh
of her
yes.
baby. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, because some of the things that you said, I want to kind of go back and tap on a little bit, because number one, you talked about pressing and moving forward. And I think that's so important for people, because you've experienced some things that could potentially have knocked you out and caused you to just sit back
Oh
and say,
yes.
hey, I'm not moving forward. Maybe I don't even want to get out of bed, much less to try and move forward.
Yes.
Being a single mother at a young age is challenging.
Yes.
Not graduating, but going back and getting your GED, that's challenging.
Mhm.
Going back to school and getting into the medical field is challenging, but then
Oh
taking
yes.
it and going back to school to get your real estate license is challenging. But
Oh
then to
yes.
go into Mary Kay, when there's hundreds and thousands of people who do that and never achieve a level of where they can say they've earned anything, much less a car.
Right.
So,
Right.
the perseverance that you have to say that, even in my life, because I mean, even with the accomplishments that you've had, they've had to come at big, you having to sacrifice a lot,
Oh
because
yes.
you're a young mother, you're a young wife, you're dealing with your mom passing, you're dealing with struggling with, pursuing education, while you're trying to do life. And that's a lot. So to have the audacity to continue to move forward is huge. But then, even with your successes, it hasn't went to your head, because your desire and your passion is to help people. So
Right.
that says a lot about you as a person. But I'm just gonna throw a little something in here in the
Go
mix.
ahead. Go for it.
Man, listen, LaTesha done told y'all, child, she done did all this stuff, baby. She over here looking like she about 28, a good strong 30. While she talking about she got a 30-year-old and she got all these children, girl, getting ready to graduate, she 18. Listen, you didn't accomplish a lot. Wow, it doesn't even look like what you've been through. Does not, you would never tell that you have went through struggles, you went through trials, you went through tribulations.
Mhm.
None of that shows on you. But
Mm.
I believe that's because you have a big, genuine heart, a good heart that wants to help people. And God consistently shows up for you. He consistently opens the doors for you. He consistently paves the way for you so that you can influence and impact. And I love that. And I'm so glad that you are here on the SheEO Center stage tonight, because there's somebody out there, whether you're listening right now or whether you're going to come back and listen to the replay, that you're going to inspire. Because there's so many people who, for whatever reason, dropped out of school and had to get a GED. And sometimes people make you think that you can't do anything, or you're never going to achieve high levels
Right.
with a GED. But you're living proof. There's so many people out here, living proof that that doesn't stop you.
It doesn't. It doesn't, and it didn't stop me. I tell you this, like now at my age, and I won't say what that is.
Look, tell us, stop
um,
playing. We already know. Look, we already know she got 5 and 6 year olds in the house while she playing. Talking about some 30-year-old people. Okay.
whew, no, I'm good on the babies. I'll spoil the grandbabies. But and I kind of lost my train of thought here. for those people who think that they can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe that you cannot do something, you are absolutely correct.
Mm.
If you believe that you can, you are still just as equally correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to make sure that you are feeding your positive dog in you and not
Mm-hmm.
your negative dog that says that no, I can't. You know, you have to continue to feed that positive, good energy that says, yes, I can. It might be hard, but I still can. The righteous man falleth 7 times. And the biggest thing was that he got up and he kept getting up. And so just, get up and just do it, because you're going to thank yourself later. You're going to thank yourself later. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard, but the word says that though you may be weary. He didn't promise that it was going to be easy. He promised that it was going to be worth it. And so those are some of the words that I stand on with that. I didn't just happen to get here.
Yeah.
I worked hard, and I was
Mm-hmm.
one of those ones that was always moving to the next, on to the next, never celebrating where the achievements that I've, had. I was always going to the next goal, next goal,
Yeah.
next goal,
Yeah.
because again, I'm hearing in my ear my mom saying, when she took those, jobs that she did take when I was growing up as a young, girl, a young teenager. My mom had sometimes 2, sometimes 3 jobs. And
Mm.
I remember my mom, she was a custodian at a school. She
Mm-hmm.
also was in housekeeping at a hotel. And the last time that she had 3 jobs that I could remember was she had all 3 of those. She had those 2 jobs, plus she had another job in the evening at Burger King at the front desk. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom taking me to work with her at the school and putting her hands in this ice cold solution, with cold water and
Mm-hmm.
bleach, and wiping chalkboards. And she even had me to do it. But I remember words of, Tisha, I'm doing this so you don't have to.
Mm.
I'm doing this so you don't have to. She said, I want you to be a secretary. I want you to, wear those cute skirts and dresses and go
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
office and everything. Well, I laugh a lot, just thinking about my mom and what she
Mm-hmm.
said. I laugh a lot, and I said, you know what, Mom, you said, um, I want you in those dresses. You were going to beat me in those dresses if because she was beating me in some dresses because I was a tomboy. And so
Mm-hmm.
now she doesn't even have to beat me in those dresses. She
Baby,
kind of
I see you,
me in
honey.
those
I be
dresses.
seeing you looking all fabulous and fly. So she'll be very proud. She'll be like, honey, my baby's out here showing out as
Yes,
the
I
president.
believe.
Look, as the president of the West Georgia Board of Realtors.
Oh
So
gosh.
I'm going to get off of here because I want you to kind of have a little solo time, but I want you to speak about, for women who are wanting to know how to elevate in their career path,
Mm,
it wasn't enough for you to want to just be a broker. You went out, to really set your sights on, doing even more. You could have continued working for Remax and some of the other places, but you chose to do your own. And then not only that, but to go and become president of the entire, area that you are operating in, and plus you got a brokerage license in Georgia as well as
I
South
do.
Carolina, correct? So
I do.
let's speak to people on what it takes and what did you do to be
What it
able to
takes.
position yourself for that. So I'm gonna get off of here and let you shine in the spotlight a little
Okay,
bit.
so how long do I have?
Listen, you can take about 10 15 minutes, whatever you need to tell your story. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so good evening. Again, I'm LaTesha McCoy. Some call me the real McCoy of real estate. I am so excited to be on this platform this evening to share with you all how I um, became, how I've basically journeyed through my life so far to where I am right now. As I explained to you a little bit earlier, it wasn't always easy. I had a very, very tough, start and middle and during or what have you. I'd like to say this: um, perseverance has to be your friend. Perseverance has to be your friend. um, you want to work harder than others are willing to work, so that at some point you can live like others desire to live. So I started, well, I've already told you a little bit about how I got started. Yes, in 2011, I obtained my real estate license. Didn't think that I could do it, but I did. Took the test, took the class, took the test, and persevered through that, because that test wasn't, it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? The test wasn't easy. However, I took it and I plugged at it more and more and more. For those of you who are thinking of obtaining your real estate license, if that is your true desire and you have a desire to help others, we would love to have some more good people in the sales force of real estate, because we're still, you know there's a lot of people that's still needing housing. There's still a lot of politics in housing. I won't veer off too much into that, but we need you. We need you. If you have a heart to serve, we really need you in the sales force of real estate. Okay. Um, I got the license in 2011 and I operated. I actually, the very first brokerage that I laid my license with was Remax. Was a really great environment, really great company. However, I was a brand new agent. It wasn't necessarily conducive to having, new brand new agents. Um, what I did was, after about 8 months, I left there and actually went to a different brokerage, and that was Better Homes and Gardens Metro Brokers, where their program was based upon brand new agents. And so I learned everything that I needed to learn. My nose was in the book. If I was frying chicken, I was reading real estate. If I was, taking care of my kids in whatever form, I was also reading something real estate related, sharpening my skills. So if you're thinking about applying and sitting for your real estate license, I would say this: put on your horse blinders. And if you could hold your nose and just dive in. There's not going to be a perfect time to do that. There's not going to be a perfect time to study. You have to make time to do those things. Okay. Um, after about 4 years of re- after about 4 years working as a a sales license, person, a realtor, I went on ahead and during my last semester of my undergraduate college year, and I went into to get my broker's license, to study for my broker's license. You guys, I'd say that second day of my broker's licensing training, I was sick as a dog. I was sick. I had the flu, but I didn't let that stop me. What I did was, and I don't encourage this, but I was very, very eager to get this done. Um, and stick to the course. I didn't want to wait to sit for another time. What I did was I sat in the back of the class with my blanket, with my box of Kleenex, with all of my medication, and I listened to to the instructor, and I studied hard. Went to the library, went into their private room, and I studied. Came home, did mommy stuff, did wife stuff, did family stuff. I was the glue. I am the glue, and I did those things. But I kept studying for this exam. I kept studying for my undergraduate year. And after completing the instructional time, I took I studied for the test for the class and went to the testing site, and I studied there. Well, the testing site, and I actually was able to obtain my broker's license. So when I got into real estate, I always knew that I wanted to work for myself. I didn't know how that was going to be, but with God, he just said, don't ask the how, just, allow me to work in and through you. And that's what I did. I took him as my partner in everything that I do. I take him as my partner, and that's how I prevail, is by taking him as my partner and allowing him to just go ahead of me and clear the way for me, so that I can get through these things. I cannot tell you enough that things were, I can't tell you enough that adversities, every adversity that could come, they came. But the key word again is perseverance, resilience. Those were my friends. When someone told me no, I just went to the next person. I went to my next. You're going to have no's. That's not a reason to cower. That's a reason to propel. You're going to have fear. And what is fear? False evidence appearing real. That's all that is. Fear and faith cannot reside in the same place. You're going to have to operate in faith, and that does take practice, but you can do it. I'm sitting here in front of you this evening, letting you know that, yes, you can. You can do it. And LaTesha McCoy, the real McCoy, said so.
Boom, you heard that. You heard that. The real McCoy said so. Listen, you can do it. And you've just really, I just feel like it's an inspiration for your story. And I love that you share it so calmly, knowing that it's been so much packed up in those years, but one of the things I think is so impressive is that you didn't give yourself time to think about it. You just kept moving, because sometimes when we stop and think, we'll break down, we'll fall apart, we'll be like, it's too much. And so to keep from doing that, and I see Monica said, honey, you keep pressing on. You don't stop. You keep pressing on. You keep making it happen. But at the end of the day, you also said, God is your partner. And with him, you can't fail. With him, you have to have the faith, and you have to trust and believe that he's going to work it out. And he's made every crooked place straight. So I love that, you are giving people the golden secret nuggets. And it really is God. And it really is, moving forward with everything that's inside of you to be who he calls you to be. And that's such a big testament of who you are and how you get to be where you are. So tell me this, how important is visibility with what you do in your career?
Oh boy, I'm finding that that out more and more lately, that visibility is vital to your business.
Yeah.
I've been, social media is definitely going to be one of your biggest friends. Why? Because everyone's on social media.
Yeah.
everyone's on social media. You do have, the senior folks that probably are still maybe reading the newspaper or reading, some of the other printed documents,
Mm-hmm.
or what have you, printed communication or whatnot. But and those are great. Those are great for if that's your audience. If
Right.
your audience are the Gen Zs and the millennials, you
Mm-hmm.
have to go where they are.
Yes.
Have to be where they are because they're watching, and they're watching for to be inspired.
Yeah.
And so we have to be that voice. We have to be that face to inspire those individuals to see what it is, to even want to peek to see what it is that we have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So visibility is very important. Like I said, I'm learning that more and more each day.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last, I'd say, couple of years now, I've been really, really like hammering it on my social media platforms, doing videos. The latest trend now is TikTok. I'm sure there's some others.
Yeah.
YouTube, which is
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. You want to make sure that you're on YouTube,
Yes.
because again, the whole world is watching YouTube. TikTok, the same. The whole world is watching
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, Facebook, and as well as Instagram. So you want to make sure that you are very visible. That's the only way. We can't be secret business owners and
Right.
expect to thrive.
Hey,
You
there's
can
nothing cute
start.
about that.
Nothing. You can start with your family members and friends. But one thing that, my journey in Mary Kay has taught me is that no one has gotten rich off of just family members and friends alone. It's the people that you hadn't even met yet. So in
Right.
order to be able to even get in front of those people, again, you have to be visible.
Yeah.
You have to get outside of your box. You have to get outside of your way, your comfort zone. And here I am tonight, outside of my comfort zone.
Yes.
Definitely was not one that found it easy to speak in front of camera. I used to critique my face. I used to critique my accent, my Geechee, accent. I
Mhm.
used to critique everything, and I was like, no, I don't want to get on there. But I'm seeing more and more people who don't have it together, or they feel like they don't have it together, but they're there, they're putting themselves out there, and
Mhm.
that's the key. You have to put yourself out there, and you have to allow others, you have to allow your audience to decide that for you.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
guarantee you, you're thinking that you're looking one way, or you're thinking that you're sounding one way. Someone needs to hear something that you have to say. Someone needs a
Mhm.
product that you have to offer. Someone
Mhm.
needs that. So don't cheat them by keeping yourself
Oh,
a secret.
that's good, honey. Don't cheat them because you're so right. So many people want to be perfect and never make it in front of being able to expose their product or service. And it can be probably something that could be blown up internationally. But because
Right,
you're so busy trying to make sure that every little thing is perfect, nobody ever gets to see it because it's never going to be perfect. But even in your flaws, there's somebody out there who's just looking for a lifeline. Somebody's going to listen to you and say, wow, she did all of that and she's out here, showing up for herself. And that's the most important part because my thing is, if God allows us to have breath, who are we not to show up? Who are
that's
us?
right,
Who are we to shrink back and say, well, I don't really want to tell nobody about what I'm doing? Why not?
right,
Why not?
right. Because you're
So,
doing no one, you're doing everyone a disservice. Actually,
mhm,
you don't, that's what you're doing. You're cheating others out of their blessings.
mhm.
And if you are that soldier in the army, then you will allow him to use you as a vessel and let everybody know who you are and whose you are and what you have to offer, because
Come
they
on,
need it.
Vessel. Y'all better salute and come on and do it. Because you up in the army, honey. You got position yourself accordingly. And so I'm just really grateful that, you know, you were able to come on tonight, because again, for you, your journey being here on the center stage is really great for people to hear sometimes the backstory of how people got where they are. Because, you know, they see you, and when they see you, you know, you're the polished president of the West Georgia Board of Realtors. And sometimes people feel like that's untouchable. Like, I could never get there. I could never be, you know, I might can get my license and pass it, but I don't know if I can have my own agency. I don't know if I can have my own brokerage. People get easily intimidated, but you gave them the insight to say that at 17, I was pregnant. I didn't even graduate from high school. I got a GED. I didn't stop there though. I kept pressing. I kept moving forward. I kept doing. And that's encouraging somebody else to say it doesn't matter where you're starting at. It's the fact that you continue to find that there's reasons to keep going and keep growing. As you grow every single time. Continue to grow and continue to go. They hand in hand. They two headlights on the car. Grow and glow are right there together. And moving forward is how they're getting to whatever it is God has for you. You have to line up and just keep moving. So LaTesha, what is next? Because baby, you've been making some moves. You've been out here doing your thing.
Oh man, what is next? So right now I've had a lot of new things that are, moving parts or what have you that's going on behind the scene. Of course, I don't get to broadcast or put out, everything that I'm doing behind the scenes. Right. Some is pretty and some, not. I have to get my boots, muddy. And I'm okay with that, getting my boots muddy. But right now we are, again, still growing. McCoy Realty Group as a whole, we are growing here in Georgia. But what we're wanting to do is once we get Georgia really it's been up and running. A lot of people know about McCoy Realty Group, but what we're looking to do also is open up brick and mortar in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
And hiring on agents there on the ground. And we're also looking for commercial property here so that we can be in our own house.
Our own house. Look, love that. That's a major move.
Yes. And of course, my latest role is Madam President of the West Georgia Board of Realtors. And I'm very excited about this part of my journey. I feel like God has definitely prepared me for these shoes, for sure. He's been really instrumental in, preparing me for this. I do a lot of reading behind the scenes, self-help, just taking care of myself, prayer, meditation, yoga, you name it. So of course, my health and wealth. And your girl is about to be 50 this year, and I'm just excited.
Yes, 50.
So we have some really, really big things going on this year, and I'm excited about it.
That's amazing. And I love that, even where you're at, that there's still room to grow. And so, you can never just stop where you're at and think that you've made it, because there's still more things to do. And so, that's really what being on SheEO Center Stage is all about. We want to highlight and spotlight women who are out here doing your business and let you know that people need to know who you are, because somebody's looking for what you have to offer. And it doesn't matter how many realtors are out here. There's nobody who's like the real McCoy of real estate. There's nobody like whoever your brand is going to be. It doesn't matter, because certain people are tuned to your voice. They're tuned to your mannerism. They're tuned to how you do things. And because of that, it's enough to go around. So you don't stop because other people are doing it. You let people inspire you to move forward so that you can do even more. So if you have your own business, you want to be spotlighted on the SheEO Center Stage, go to the SheEODistrict.com, go to programs, select Center Stage, and then fill it out where it's taking people from April going forward. And we don't want to miss out on who you are and what you do and what kind of service or products you provide, because that is how we continue to keep things flowing, in our communities amongst women. This is Women's History Month. So we definitely want to continue to, highlight business owners who are out here making a difference. People who are,
Yes.
like LaTesha said, want to help people and want to see them prosper and do well. And home ownership is a great way to do so. So again, make sure if you're coming on late and didn't see the whole thing, go back and just listen to her testimony. Because a lot of times it doesn't take a whole lot of rah-rah, hoop, but it does take you paying attention to some of the things people say and understanding that, as she said earlier, perseverance and resilience are going to be your friends as things happen to you. You got to learn how to bend, but don't break. You got to learn how to bounce back no matter what life throws your way. And if you can do that, then you're going to see yourself be successful. And so, y'all know that, I didn't mention it early. Now, if y'all follow the SheEO Center Stage, y'all know we always like to highlight the person who has been the most engaged. And so hopefully she is still on. I'm getting ready to introduce our most engaged viewer for tonight is Miss Monica Hilton. Monica, let me know if you're still here. Are you still here, ma'am? So I can make sure that we send you a little something so you celebrate and acknowledge you for being on here, helping to shout out LaTesha and making sure we knew who she was and what she did, because she made sure she put up that website and she made sure that, we knew that you were on here doing your thing. So yes, girl.
Yes.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Listen, when I tell you a woman's group like this you guys have been such a blessing to me. Y'all just don't, Kelly knows, you've been such a blessing to me, and we need more groups like this. We do. And I greatly appreciate it, because we as women, we wear so many different hats.
Yes.
So many different hats, and we esteem ourselves last. And so to be able to lock hands, lock arms with other sharp women who see you and actually want to see you elevate and helping you, that is the best feeling possible. And that's who Monica is to me.
Yay, I love it. I love it. Monica, honey, has came in strong. And so, Monica, I will be reaching out to you so that you can get your gift from the SheEO District. So stay tuned and look out for something from me in your DM later on tonight. And LaTesha, if you would, before we end everything, let people know how they can get in contact with you. How can they follow you? If they're looking for home ownership, what do they need to do to connect with you?
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you guys again, Angela and Kelly, for this platform. I greatly appreciate this. You guys have been doing an amazing job with this, and I appreciate it. You can reach me. I'm local to Douglasville, Georgia. My office, my brick and mortar is there, 5300 Brickleberry Way, Douglasville, Georgia. And you can hit me on McCoyRealtyGroup.com, www.McCoyRealtyGroup.com. And our phone number is 770-726-2703. If you're looking to buy or sell, if you know of anyone who's looking to do that, we do have home buyers education, where we are educating everybody on the importance of home ownership.
Yes, honey. Don't just buy, baby. Get educated so you know how to, make that thing work for you, so you can create generational wealth. So,
Exactly.
Monica, baby, everybody need a Monica in their life, honey. She done put the phone number up there. Listen, 770-726-2703, baby. If y'all need to get in contact with LaTesha for your home buying needs or your selling needs, or
my team and I would definitely help. My team and I would definitely love to help you. And we have a team of agents. It's not just LaTesha, it's a team. I can't do it without them. So yes.
Shout out, honey, because teamwork does what? Makes the dream
work.
Yes. LaTesha, thank you again so much for being on SheEO Center Stage. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your story, for bringing your girl Monica on here to help us, just get some word out about you and your business. So again, this has been SheEO Center Stage. I want you all to make sure you go back and look at replay. Next week, Katrina Wilcox will be the special guest on the SheEO Center Stage. So make sure you tune in 3:13 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, we are out. Y'all have an amazing night.
Good night.
Things happen, right? This is 2023, baby, and we are unapologetically showing up, running our business, living our lives, and we are SheEO Center Stage. Miss Lene,
yeah,
tell us, honey, about these whoopie pies and how you got started in the business.
Wow, that is a short but long story. I actually started baking at 6. Hello, everyone. I am Renatha Lene Mitchell, and the owner and chef of Lene's Whoopie Pies and Pastry.
Hey, ladies, have you heard about the SheEO Center Stage? If you have not, then please go to the page, check out some of our recent broadcasts, and then go to the SheEODistrict.com, click on programs, go to SheEO Center Stage, and then register so that we can showcase you on the center stage. That's right. It's an opportunity for you to get increased visibility for your business. And not only that, you establish your credibility in your chosen niche, and you promote your products and your services. You let people know who you are, and it's just going to change the game and help your bottom line altogether. And that's what it's all about, positioning yourself and your business to be seen by the masses. So listen, go ahead, sign up, register now so that I can be talking to you on Monday nights on the SheEO Center Stage. I will see you there. Welcome to Center Stage.